Welcome to Aksharashala. Let me introduce current time-based generators, simple current sweep circuit, and transistorized current time-based generator. Current time-based generator is one that provides an output current waveform that generates an output current waveform, a portion of which exhibits linear variation with respect to time. As time increases, its amplitude also increases linearly. That type of waveforms are called current sweep waveforms. This linearly varying current waveform can be generated by applying a linearly varying voltage waveform generated by the voltage time-based generators across a resistor. Another method is a linearly varying current waveform can be generated by applying a constant voltage across an inductor. When a constant voltage is applied across an inductor, the current through an inductor increases linearly with respect to time. The linearly varying currents are required for magnetic deflection applications. When constant voltage is applied through a inductor, then current through inductor is given by 1 by L integral VCC dt. VCC, it is a constant voltage, take it out. So VCC by L integral dt. So VCC by L into T. So here inductor current is a function of time. As time increases, IL also increases. This type of waveforms are called sweep voltages. When voltage is applied to a coil of inductance L, when voltage is applied to the coil of inductance L, the current L increases linearly with time. At t equivalent to 0, say at t equivalent to 0, the voltage VCC is applied to a coil of inductance L, in which the current is initially 0. Then the inductor current IL increases linearly with time according to this equation VCC T by L. VCC T by L. So in this way, a simple current sweep waveform will be generated across the inductor L. Let us see working of this simple sweep generator at t equivalent to 0. At t equivalent to 0, the input goes positive. Which makes the transistor Q1 on state, which drives the transistor Q1 into on state, or which drives it into saturation. Then current IL starts flowing through inductor L. This IL increases linearly with time. During this sweep period, the diode D gets reverse bias. Why? Because this cathode is connected to VCC. So during this sweep period, diode doesn't conduct, it gets reverse biased. The sweep terminates at t equivalent to Tg. T equivalent to Tg, the sweep terminates. Sweep terminates. Then transistor Q1 goes into cutoff. It doesn't conduct. So this is now eliminated, disconnected from the circuit. Then what happens? Current through inductor now starts flowing flow through diode D and RD. Current through inductor starts decaying through diode D and resistor RD, like this. The inductor current then continues to flow through the diode D and the resistor RD till it decays to 0. The decay is exponential with a time constant L by RD, where RD is the sum of damping resistance and forward resistance of diode D. The inductor current attains a maximum value IL and it is given by VCC by L before the transistor is switched on. So at t equivalent to 0, transistor is switched on. Before transistor is switched on, during this period, transistor Q1 is off. No, off means VCC at collector voltage of transistor Q1 is VCC. Before this transistor during this period transistor is off, so collector voltage of transistor Q1 is VCC. At t equivalent to 0, transistor Q1 driven into saturation. Then collector voltage falls from VCC to VCE sat. So during the sweep period, collector voltage is at VCE sat. At t equivalent to TC, again transistor is driven into cutoff. Then collector voltage suddenly rises from VCE sat to VCC plus. So VCC. So whenever it is off, collector voltage will be at VCC generally. But now current starts flowing through RD, no? So there will be drop across RD also. So total collector voltage now VCC plus ILRD. VCC plus this ILRD. So there is a spike of amplitude is equivalent to ILRD appears across inductance L. The peak voltage, the peak voltage must be limited because of it should not exceed the breakdown voltage of the collector base junction of transistor. IL is normally chosen on deflection requirements, and a spike of magnitude ILRD is generated. Thus, there is an upper limit to the size of RD. Generally, a small value of RD is the waveform represents this spike. The spike decays with the same time constant as the inductor current IL. The spike duration depends on inductance L, whereas this spike amplitude doesn't depend on inductance L. In this, the resistance of the inductor RL and the collector saturation resistance, here collector saturation resistance RCS, must be neglected. In that case only, this we will get this waveform. If you consider this collector saturation resistance, then what happens? Let's see. If RCS is considered, collector saturation resistance is considered, then IL is given by. So initially, if it is not considered, IL is given by VCC by RL into T. When RCS is considered, IL equivalent to VCC by RL plus RCS into 1 minus e power minus RL plus RCS into T by L. If we expand this e power minus x value, you will get this terms. If you neglect higher order terms and consider only first order terms, so VCC by RL plus RCS into 1 minus 1 get cancelled, here minus plus RL plus RCS into T by L. So only this term you can consider. So this is a function of time only, some constant multiplied by time, which represents sweep waveform. In this way we can generate a current sweep waveform across the inductor. If the current increases linearly to a maximum value IL, the slope error is given by this expression. This is the simple current sweep generator. It is like this. A trapezoidal voltage like this. Trapezoidal voltage is developed across this capacitor C1 that will be applied as base of transistor Q2. So this trapezoidal voltage waveform appears at the base of transistor. The transistors Q2 and Q3, these are connected as Darlington pair just to increase the input impedance. Why? Because a large trapezoidal voltage is applied at the base of the transistor Q2. No, transistor Q2 is a emitter follower. Whatever the voltage applied at the base will appear at emitter of the transistor Q2. Emitter of transistor Q2 is applied as input to transistor Q3. So same voltage is applied at the base of transistor Q3. Then what happens? Transistor Q3 is driven into saturation. Then heavy current flows through the inductor L. Then current through inductor increases linearly with respect to time. So when the input voltage is more, then what happens? It loads the base of transistor Q2. So to avoid that problem, here Q2 and Q3 are connected as Darlington pair, so that trapezoidal waveform source is not loaded. Such loading would cause non-linearity. If loading will come into picture, what happens? Non-linearity increases. If non-linearity increases, we cannot generate linear sweep through the inductor. So to avoid that, these two transistors are connected as Darlington pair, just to avoid the loading effect. So also here one more important point, here emitter resistance RE introduces negative current feedback into the output stage, and thereby it increases the linearity. So if linearity increases, a linear current flows through inductor. Whenever linear constant current flows through inductor, current through inductor increases linearly with respect to time. In this way, a current waveform is current is generated across the inductor, which exhibits linearity with respect to time. So for best linearity, it is necessary to make the emitter resistance as large as possible. Why? Because it introduces negative feedback, which increases the linearity. RE is selected so that the voltage developed across it will be comparable to the supply voltage. For any queries, please contact aksharashala@gmail.com. Thank you. For further updates, please subscribe to Aksharashala. Thank you.